Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel Break the Ice. So I'm going to get straight into this video. I've had a few messages off people saying, can I give an update on Julia Wandelt? Julia Wandelt is obviously the woman that claims to be Madeleine McCann. She's standing quite firm on this. I've done a couple of interviews with her, and yeah, some people have messaged saying they want an update. Now, it is readily available information. You can just Google her name and an update will come up. The latest information will come up. That's all I'm doing. I'm reading an article from one of the newspapers because she was in court yesterday. I say yesterday, you could be watching this in 10 years' time. She was in court, put the old windows on. She was in court on Tuesday, the 22nd of April. Again, 2025. I think it's plea hearing because she does give a plea, and that's what we're going to get into. But this is all readily available online. If you do want an update, then just type a name in to Google. So I'm just going to bring you that. Firstly, I want to say something about interviews and how I operate with interviews and the nature of asking someone a question and receiving an answer, whether it's an interview on YouTube, an interview on the telly, whether you're asking someone a question down the pub, whether you're talking to your friend, the person that always has a really extravagant story and you don't believe it, right? Everybody is prone to lying. Now, as someone that likes to interview people on my channel, I don't know who's lying to me. Every single person I've ever interviewed could be lying to me. I don't know that. No one ever knows that. Person down the pub, you don't know if they're lying to you. So on this channel, what I do is I ask the questions, and I feel like I ask some tough questions, and I receive the answers, and I take them at face value. And then I ask more, and I ask more. And then it's down to you to decide what you think to their answer, even to my question if you want. I've had a couple of comments about, has the lying girl been proven to be a liar yet, or something like that. Well, a DNA test with either set of parents will do that. So I think in regards to the DNA, I think the responsibility for a DNA test doesn't fall on the McCanns. It falls on the parents, the Polish parents, the ones that claim to be a parents. They should, if this was my daughter and this was going on, I'd be like, right, we're doing a DNA test. I'm going to prove that I'm your dad and this is your mum. And now you're going and getting medical help. So I think that needs to happen first. And it may prove that she is her Polish parents' daughter, and then she can go and get the treatment that she would clearly need. I think some people think, though, that like I have this prior knowledge or more information than you have, which I don't. I interview people. I work my ass off to get interviews with people and to try and make connections and stuff like that. Build a rapport, build trust. And if you do that, then people want to do an interview with you. Julia Wandelt may be lying to me. I don't know. She may be telling the truth. I don't know. Let's go down the list of some of the interviews that I've done. Peter Falding, he could have been lying to me. I don't know. A gambling addict who put £4,000 on a spin on roulette. That could have been 40 quid. I don't know. Charlie Lawson talking about the green room in Coronation Street and what went on in there. He could be lying to me. I don't know. When I interviewed John Wedger and he talks to me about his experience in the police, he could be lying to me. I don't know. So you understand the theme of what I'm saying. I will ask the questions, and a lot of time I have in mind what you want to ask. Take the Peter Falding interview. There's a question in there where I said, after the 19th of February, when she was found officially, why did you say that there was no sign of her in the river, if you are now saying there was a sign of her? So I asked questions which are not easy. I'm sat in his living room asking that question. Do you think that's easy for me to ask? I asked Julia, Has she ever tried to get a hairbrush or a toothbrush or a cup to test DNA? I asked her that. She couldn't have been comfortable with that. Her answer was something like, I didn't think I was Madeleine at this point, and now I don't see my Polish parents. So I'm not mollycoddling or wrapping them up in cotton wool. I'm asking questions, receiving the answer, and then they can either come up smelling roses or they dig their own grave. Every single question I've ever asked might have been greeted with a lie. I don't know. And I receive the answer and I take it at face value. That's all I can do. But asking the right questions. Try to. Anyway, ask the right questions. The interviews with Julia are on here, right? There's 2 interviews with Julia. Go onto the Madeleine McCann case playlist. There's 2 interviews. Check them out. Now, furthermore, going into that, regards to Julia, and if she's lying or telling the truth, or if she believes what she's saying but she's wrong, again, I don't know. But the Deception Detective, a channel in America, it's about 142,000. It's growing quite fast, actually. He's got in contact and said, can I analyse your interview with Julia? Yeah. Now, I know he thinks that she's lying. I know that. And he's asked me if he can analyse the interview. And I've said, absolutely. Anyone can take any piece of work I've done and analyse it and break it down and take what they want from it. I've never, ever stopped that. Ever. It's there. It's in the public domain. Do you know what I mean? Do what you want. And this is someone that I know doesn't believe Julia, right? And that's good for him, because he will now deliver a piece to the public about why he thinks Julia's lying. I'm not in this game to do that. I want to ask the questions. Firstly, I want to build a rapport, ask the questions and extrapolate as much information as possible. And then you can be the judge. Right, we got that shit out of the way anyway. I've been asked to do an update on Julia. Again, it's all out there, but I'll read it as it reads. Okay. Maddie Stalker, woman claiming to Madeleine McCann, denies stalking her parents and siblings by turning up at family home. Influencer allegedly bombarded McCanns with letters and calls. This was on Tuesday, the 22nd of April, yesterday, as of the recording of this. A woman claiming to me Madeleine McCann has pleaded not guilty to stalking the missing toddler's parents and siblings by turning up at their home. Julia Wandelt, also known as Julia Wandelt, I think it's just one of them, I'm not sure, was arrested as she touched down at Bristol Airport in February. She had travelled from Wrocław in Poland and was due to meet with a friend who lives in Cardiff when she was detained. The 23-year-old appeared at Leicester Crown Court yesterday, where she denied 4 counts of stalking. Wandelt is accused of causing serious alarm or distress against Kate and Jerry McCann between May the 2nd, 2024 and February the 15th, 2025. She allegedly made unwanted contact with the McCanns, turned up at their address, sent letters and WhatsApp messages and made calls and voicemails. Julia is also charged with stalking Madeleine's sister, Amelie, between January the 3rd and April the 21st last year. She's accused of the same charge against Madeleine's brother Sean between November 27th and December 29th last year. Julia appeared alongside Karen Sprague, 60, who was also charged with stalking Madeleine's family. She denied causing serious alarm or distress between May the 3rd, 2024 and February the 21st this year. Julia was remanded into custody while Sprague was granted conditional bail. They'll both appear at the same court for trial on October the 2nd. So way off that, innit? Madeleine McCann vanished while on holiday in Praia da Luz, Portugal, with her parents Jerry and Kate. There's been no trace of the 3-year-old since the 2007 horror. German police have repeatedly insisted Christian Bruckner is the prime suspect, but so far been unable to bring any charges against him. Julia became an internet sensation in February 23 after claiming to be the missing toddler on Instagram under the handle I am Madeleine McCann. She actually said, because I asked her this question, did you apologise Go and check the 2 interviews out that I did with her. Make your own mind up about them. I said to her, did you apologise to the McCanns? Because I've read you apologised. She said she apologised for naming the Instagram, I am Madeleine McCann. I think I actually said as well. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I said to her, would it not have been better to put, I think I'm Madeleine McCann, rather than making it quite a bold, you're stating that's fact. She has previously shared DNA test results which conclude, right, here we go. She had previously shared DNA test results which concluded she is 100% Polish and therefore could not be missing Madeleine. Right. Think about that for a moment, right? Right, firstly, she had previously shared DNA test results which concluded she's 100% Polish. I don't know if that's true. Why would she share DNA test results that prove she's 100% Polish? Like, count as her own argument. That's ludicrous. And think about this for a moment. Who on this earth is 100% any nationality? Think about it. Think how far back humans go. 250,000 to 300,000 years. Right? People have moved. All started in Africa. And people have moved and gone here, there and everywhere. If I did my DNA test now, I bet it would come back. German, French, Italian, Spanish, bit of African in there, British, Irish, Nordic, Polish, everything could be in there. 100% Polish would indicate that her ancestors have never, ever, 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 ever left Poland. No one's left the country. No one from Germany's come into Poland in her family. So her entire family tree from the start of humankind, which I've just made up, no one's ever left Poland. Because that's how the only way you can be 100% Polish. So that's just dodgy. That's just dodgy straight away. Thought about this, because obviously I did my interviews, they were a while ago, like Christmassy, before Christmas. I think they were before. Anyway, is it possible that she's neither Kate or Jerry's daughter or the Polish parents' daughter? That's possible, isn't it? And is this why the Polish parents... This would kind of explain why neither want to do the DNA test. So, take this argument, and this is in my opinion, right? Let's say the McCanns know that Madeleine is dead, yeah? An opinion, a theory, a hypothesis. Let's say they know that Madeleine is dead. So they won't entertain doing the DNA test because they just know, right? Now, on that note, if you do know that she's dead, it would actually make more sense to your narrative and your story that you're searching for Madeleine to do the DNA test because you'd know it would come back negative. Julia would look like an absolute whack job. She's out your hair. She's discredited all over the world. No one will touch her. No one will speak to her. She's got no credibility. And you will look like you've done the DNA test. You tried to help. You tried to see if it's Madeleine. And it's proven that she's not. And then your narrative of looking for Madeleine continues. So that would make more sense to me. Let's say they're not doing the DNA because they know she's dead. Why the Polish parents not? Again, if it was my daughter, I'd be like, right, we're nipping this in the bud right now. So maybe they're not her parents either. And this is why Julia's so confused. And has got these memories of abuse. These are in her words, being abused and being taken and all this kind of stuff, right? It might be nothing to do with the McCanns, but it might have happened. She might have been trafficked. And the Polish parents... I know I have heard that the Polish parents have done a DNA test and Julia said they haven't. I don't know the truth in that. But Julia said that they will not do a DNA test. Now, if they had done it, surely the results would be all over the show to disprove Julia. Could be possible that neither are her parents, and that's why in Julia's words, the Polish parents, they won't do a DNA test. You might be bricking it that it comes up like she's not our daughter. She's not the McCanns, but she's not ours. And then there's an investigation as to, well, how have you got her then? And it could open up this big trafficking ring. You don't know. Something else that people say regards to this case is Julia needs medical help. She needs a psychiatrist. She needs help. She needs a doctor. She needs, she's mentally unwell. Well, no shit. If she's Madeleine McCann, either way, yeah, if she's Madeleine McCann, is she going to be perfectly normal after what she's been through, if she's Madeleine McCann? Is she just going to be this normal, happy-go-lucky lady skipping down the road whistling a tune? Or is she going to be pretty messed up because of what's happened? Other side of the coin, if she's not Madeleine McCann, and she's telling the world that she thinks that she is, then of course she's mentally unwell. So that comment that comes through a lot, is, of course, obviously she's unwell in some way. Some people just need to think a little bit outside the box with these things sometimes. Like comments as well, like a DNA test would solve this. Yeah. Yeah, it would. Please watch the video. Some YouTubers will understand this, right? You get people making a comment about, like a negative comment about the video, which is fine, like, that's all good, but if the answer to your comment is in the video and you're calling something out, well, then you've clearly not watched it. Somebody making a comment on the interview I did with her, when we talk about her mark in the eye, which is similar to Madeleine's, in my opinion, yeah? Faded, but similar. And it's in there, we talk about it. And she talks about how Kate and Jerry said it's, on Piers Morgan, said it's not a coloma. I hope I'm saying that right. They said it's not a coloma. So it's just a mark, and that mark will fade. We talk about this, and then someone puts a comment on that video going, does she have the same eye defect? Well, you've clearly not watched the video. Clearly, because it's right in there. So before you make a comment on the video, watch it. That'll be my advice. Right, moving swiftly on. Yeah, we was at the 100% Polish. Take of that what you will. No one is 100% from anywhere. I think science would prove that. Unless you've never, ever, no one in your family for 300,000 years has ever left that country or come into it. In February, Julia posted new DNA results, which she claimed revealed she's related to Jerry McCann. Julia also claims she was never shown photos of herself in her early years or a birth certificate. However, her parents had quickly refuted this and provided evidence. Right, so that's the article. She's going to be in court in October for a trial. She's been held. That's a long time on remand, isn't it? It's a long time. That is what? When did she arrive here? Was it February? Let's go back up. Let's go back to the top. Yeah. So, February to October, 8 months. 8 months held on remand for stalking the McCanns. I think personally, having Julia on remand for 8 months, I think that's bang out of order, me. Whether she's telling the truth or whether she's lying, or whether she is wrong, but she believes what she's saying. I think it's pretty disgusting to put her on remand. For all this time, is she a danger? I don't think she is. And you hear about all these wrong-uns that get caught in these stings. Yeah, you know what kind of stings I'm talking about. They get caught in these stings. They get a nice bit of bail. You know what I mean? Get to go and like mooch about and go to the pub and do whatever. But Julia, who, let's face it, like I said, either way, she's mentally unwell. Clearly. And they will know this. police, the courts, they must know she's unwell. Because either way, she has to be. I think it's disgusting to hold her on remand for 8 months. She clearly needs help. Either way, like I said before, if she is or she isn't, she needs some help. But let's bang her up. Let's bang her up from now until October. 8 months. Being banged up. Why? Bail her. Bail her out somewhere. She's not, in my opinion, I'll say that all the time, she's not a risk. It is what it is. She has been held. And, yeah, the trial will... When will the trial be? I can't find when the trial will be. There we go. October the 2nd. So yeah, it's a good 7.5, 8 months being held on remand. I think the onus falls on her Polish parents first and foremost to prove that she's their daughter. And she's made calls, WhatsApps, turn up at the house, turn up at the vigil, all sorts of stuff like that. Just don't think that warrants 8 months on remand. I just think this whole mess could be sorted quite easily. And I will say it like loud and clear, I don't think the responsibility falls on the McCanns at this point. However, on the flip side of that coin, if you are looking for Madeleine, which you claim to be, from 2007 to now, 18 years, coming up to the anniversary actually, why would you not do the DNA and find out? So it's dodgy as anything, innit? So that's the update with my 2 penny thrown in. I hope you've got more of an understanding about how, especially my interviews work. I ask the questions, I get the answers, I give you the interview after an edit, and I edit to cut out some of the crap and the ums and the ahs and the silences, yeah? So I don't go live a lot because I'm not very good at it. And it's down to you to think what you think, to say what you want to say, to leave a comment. So, she's in court on the 2nd of October. She's got all this time now in prison, which I think is pretty grim, to be honest with you. I think it's really grim, whether she is or she isn't. Who knows if she's telling the truth? Who knows if she's purposely lying? But do you ever know if anyone you're speaking to is telling you the truth or lying to you? Now, if you have this mindset of you being lied to all the time, you're going to live a very paranoid, crappy life, insecure, on edge, worried, ostracizing yourself from people and alienating yourself because you're doubting every single thing someone's saying to you. And just to like say one more time, the guy down the pub can be lying to you. Someone on YouTube in an interview on a small channel called Break the Ice could be lying to you. Or someone could be lying doing an interview with Piers Morgan. You don't know. You ask the questions, you build a rapport, and you get the answer. And then I put that out on my channel, and then you can think and decide what you want, and you can comment on it. But I know just as much as you. Anyway, that is the Julia Wandelt update. Another sunny day in Manchester. Don't know what is going on. Have a great day, and peace out.